Hello everyone, this is Heidi with Downtown NorCal Live. I'm hopeful that we're not having any technical difficulties. If you cannot see me, please do leave a message in the comments now. Tonight is a very important interview because I'm going to be introducing my friend and colleague at First Five, Nichole Arnold. Nichole is the owner of the former Mother and Baby Source that closed about a year ago this month. So welcome, Nichole.
Thank you.
There's Nichole. Please, again, let me know if you cannot see us. So, the reason I've asked Nichole here today is not because she is my friend and colleague. I've asked her to have an honest conversation with me as a black woman to a white woman. So, let's get into it. A year ago, Nichole, as I mentioned, you were preparing to close June 30th. And on July 1st, I came to your store and showed your process of moving out. It was my first time going live on Facebook, and you welcomed me into your store. As I stood in the empty space, I talked about big boxes and online ordering as being the demise of a lot of small businesses. I'm assuming you still agree that that is a part of the business loss.
I do. Being in a small town, our downtown has really been hit. The big box stores have everything that we had. Well, not everything, but the thing that they don't have, and the thing that a lot of big stores don't have, is the customer service and the, just somebody that's at home with you and that will help you and that will walk you through something. Now it's just easier to walk into a place that you don't know and grab something and walk out, or order it online and not even need to see anybody, and just get it delivered to your house and not talk to anybody. As a business owner, it's hard to say, well, it's just big box, or it's just this, or it's just that. Downtown Davis was really, really having an issue already. There are a lot of businesses that closed right around the same time you did, if not right after, right before, and now a lot now because of COVID. But what it was nice. We did, I feel like, get a lot of diversity in our store, and I don't remember having too many issues racially as a business owner here. But the fact that there aren't other people who look like me to sell things to attract business, to invite, it made it a little bit harder.
Yeah, so I mean, we are fast forwarding a year, and the last couple of weeks have been particularly intense with civil rights in that conversation. And by the way, I'm going to apologize for Raspy, the dog. He loves Nichole's lotion. He's just totally infatuated, so pardon. But when you talk about downtown Davis, what struck me this week on Facebook is that someone asked a very sincere, positive question, and that is, what black-owned businesses can we support? And the reality is, there just aren't a lot. In fact, I can only think of a few. And so, as a woman who has been involved in the business community, what was that like to engage then, and what is it like to engage as a consumer?
Well, being in the business community, like I said, there weren't a lot of people like me, who looked like me or anything like that, so I didn't feel a lot of diversity. I was a member of the board of the Chamber of Commerce. I really enjoyed my time there, but at most of the events that I attended, I could not find another person that looked like me, that had the same skin tone, that had the same experience in life, or anything like that. It's there aren't a lot of black-owned businesses in Davis, and part of it is something I have said, which is that it's more of a you're welcome, Davis welcomes you, but you're not invited. So come and spend your money, and you're welcome to be here, and you're welcome to check out what we have. But we don't have anything for you that you can actually use. You can't get your hair done here at a salon, and you can't shop for clothes that fit your body, excuse me, or hair products for yourself or your child. It's really like, hey, we live here and this is great and everyone is nice to us, everyone welcomes us. But I don't know that I would be here if my husband didn't live here and grew up here. Don't know if I would have stayed here if my first child wasn't born here. Things like that. It's not a place that says all are welcome. Well, it says all are welcome, but not all are invited.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the vibe.
The vibe I get from you, however, is very welcoming. And we talked about this before we came on. And that was the concept that when someone says something to you that's uncomfortable, insensitive, wrong, or flat out wrong, you take a role and try to protect that person from their own comments. Can you go into that a little bit?
Right. So if someone were to come up to me and say something insensitive, not on purpose, but and it is offensive or something like that, if I were to lash out, freak out, be offended, and lose my head over that, that's not good. It reflects badly on the Black community that if I act a certain way. And that's how the world seems to work right now. It doesn't, Black people aren't seen as individual people. We are a race of people that act the same. Mm-hmm. And that's not true. And so I'm open to somebody coming up and asking me a question and saying something that might be ignorant, but if they're coming from a place of they want to learn, a place of love, then I'm going to come from that place too. But if someone comes with negativity and slurs and bad things, what else should what should be that's the thing, is how should I react? How do people think I should react? Because I just react how I do, and everybody gets judged on how they react. And I think that's part of the reason that we are where we are right now. People get judged on how they act, not on who they are.
Right. I can't imagine carrying the burden of other people's questions and responses, plus the burden you're already carrying.
Right. Well, I'm here, and I want more people here like me. I want my kids are going to grow up here. That's just happening. The kids are growing up here. And I tell all the kids that I encounter, I tell the VSU kids at Davis High, come back. When you leave for college, I want you to leave. I want you to get out of here. I want you to see what the world is like. I want to see how the world treats you. I want you to see that there are different places. And then I want you to come back to Davis, and I want you to make this community better. I want you to come back and teach. I want you to be, business owners, homeowners, all that kind of stuff. I want to see those kids in this community. Everybody that I grew up with in this community are mostly gone. So a lot of people moved to Sacramento. A lot of people moved out of state. There aren't a lot of people that stay.
Okay.
Why? Why would we stay?
So, how do we become more inviting? What needs to change for there to be more businesses that look like you?
I think that we have a lot of things. We have Picnic in the Park, and we have the farmers market every weekend, and we have different cultural celebrations. Let's embrace that kind of stuff. Let's have a cultural celebration at Picnic in the Park on Wednesday night, and we can have some different kinds of bands from different kinds of places and different countries and different things like that. And let's have multicultural nights at the Art Center, which they probably already do. It's about not just being sedentary in your own culture. I like to learn about other people's cultures. When I was a kid, I used to think, I wish I had some other culture that I grew up with, and this and that. Like Asian people have these different cultures and beautiful things, and Indian people have these different cultures and beautiful things. And us Black people who have been brought here to the United States have the culture that we made. And so There's the culture we made and the culture that we were forced to make, if that makes sense. That's our culture. We're not bringing our culture from Africa.
Right.
Things would be way different. We're not bringing our culture. This is we're Americans. Like, I've never been to Africa. I don't have any ancestors that have been to Africa, like, that I know. My family's from Texas. And so, Black culture is American culture. It's not just Black culture, it's American culture. Black culture isn't we don't have this same culture isn't in Africa and other countries with Black people. It's not. Like, this is an American thing.
So are you saying you don't feel like you get to bring forth the beauty of what you can offer?
There's not so much interest in what I can offer. If that makes sense.
Say more.
So, what I was telling you about other people's children. I love meeting other people's children.
Yeah.
Because I want them to have a positive experience with a Black person. So whenever my friends' kids or anybody's kids, I'm always, hi, how are you? Talking, yada, yada, yada. I always try to have a good relationship with my kids' friends and their parents so that they can see that, like, we're all just people. We live in this neighborhood. All of our kids go to North Davis or whatever, and we all do CDC, and we all do the summer camps, and we all go to the pool. We all do these things. I may do a few things a little bit different, and maybe if you learn those things about me, you wouldn't be scared, you wouldn't be confused, or you wouldn't wonder why, and things like that. I get a lot of, I used to get a lot of people telling me that I talk white, sound white, that I'm an Oreo, which, when I was a kid, I was like, Oreos are delicious, whatever. But as an adult, it's like, oh, so I'm Black on the outside but white on the inside. But I'm never going to be white anywhere on me. So that doesn't really make any sense. Like, I'm not trying to be white. I'm not pretending to be anything. I'm just me. This is how I was raised. I went to school. I went to public school in a bad neighborhood, and this is how I came out. That's it. I had a really great mother who took really good care of me and told me I could be whoever I wanted to be, and told me I was beautiful.
You mentioned before she was the only one for a long time who ever said that to you.
People wouldn't tell me I was ugly, but they wouldn't tell me I was beautiful or cute or whatever. And I have a sister who, our skin tones are different. But people would, I didn't know you had a sister. We lived together, we catch the bus together, we walked to school together. I didn't know you had a sister. So, it's just, the sum of how I feel most of the time is, hopefully these people like me when I walk in. Because when they look at me, they have plenty of reasons not to. In their mind. And there's so many reasons to like me. But if you can only see this and can't get past that, then you're never going to know me. And you're never going to have any say in anything that goes on in my life. Like, all the laws and the Constitution, a lot of things were written by white men a long time ago who weren't thinking of me and probably weren't thinking of women. And then more laws were changed to think of men, but not women. And then Black men, but not Black women. I was born with two problems: being a woman and being Black. And I couldn't help either of those. It's not fair. I'm so about fairness. It's not fair to get treated a certain kind of way because of how you were born and something that you can't help, and to not have, or to be treated like you don't have rights because you're not the status quo. You're not the the original. You're not the stamp of approval. You're not. I can't even think of the word. I just want people to know that this really hurts. It's really hard to watch. Because on one hand I could go and protest. On the other hand, I can sit home and cry. That one's easier and safer. And I want to be safe. But my kids need to be safe in the future. So I have to put my safety aside for now. Totally sidetracked off the questions.
No, that's what we need to hear. That's the track. I want to ask you about your husband. He's a city council member, white, name's Will Arnold, for those of you who don't know him. I think there is an assumption that you are protected because you're married to a white man who's in a place of power in the community. But there are times when you aren't together. So what is the disparate treatment?
There's plenty of times when I'm not with him, or I show up and people are like, oh, that's your wife. I'm sure people assume that because I'm married to him that I have some extra privilege, and that I'm safer, and I might be. I don't know, I haven't tested it. I'm not going to.
Don't start.
But it's true. He protects me. I make him do everything. If there's a phone call that needs to be made, he's going to do it. If a face needs to be shown to say something, he's going to do it. Because people take him more seriously than they take me. People accept him more than they accept me. He has a disability. And he's accepted. People will look at him and go, whoa! And then go back to whatever they're doing and not really care. Like, he's not black, he's just disabled. Like, there's nothing wrong with him except that he has a disability. But for me, I'm like just black all the time. Like, people can see him from the neck up and still just see like he's just a guy, or even see him from the waist down. He's just a guy, 6'3". But me, like, I can't protect. He's my protection from that. So I say, we're going to this thing, you go first, or we're going to this event. The joke is, who else is going to be there that's black? It's not me.
Yeah.
You know, usually it's just me. There's a lot of times where it's just me, and I'm there and polite and talk to everyone and blah, 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 but it would be nice to talk to somebody else that had the same skin tone or was having in the same moment as me. So I'm in a room full of people that don't look like me. It'd be nice to have somebody to talk to that look like me too sometimes.
You and I had a moment outside before we were talking here live about, I was reflecting on being on vacation in a place that's not known to me with people who aren't Americans, and having that experience of, even if I met somebody who lives in Maine, they suddenly feel like your next door neighbor, and all of a sudden you might be having dinner with those people. You made the very good point that that's how it feels all the time to you.
Yeah.
In your own town.
Yeah. So being anywhere, it's usually like somebody will walk by and it's just like hey, you're here too. But it doesn't happen a lot because there aren't a lot of people to run into. But it is, like you said, being somewhere and it's like a surprise. It's like, oh, okay, cool, we have something in common, let's hang out. Even though we have something in common with a lot of people in the world, no matter what their skin tone is like. But the fact that you can't find somebody that looks like you, it's like, well, what do we have in common? And I think that people don't understand that, you know, we all have so many things in common. Maybe skin color should be the last thing you think about when you talk to somebody, no matter what.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's the first thing you see.
We also talked outside about how you have been treated in businesses by people who don't know you. You can't, for example, put something in your purse like your shopping list.
I can't put my list or my phone or pull something out, put it back. I have to be very careful. But then if I look around, I look suspicious. Like, did anybody see that? Are they wondering if I'm stealing? Oh wait, now they probably think I'm stealing because I'm looking around to make sure to see if anybody was looking. I get treated badly because I look younger than I am. I get asked if I'm my children's nanny. I've been accused of stealing and had to empty my purse before on a counter when I was 14. And then my mom came and talked to that person. The person, they had the gate down at the store in the mall, and she would not let the gate up. She would not come to the gate. She just argued with my mom, and my mom basically was like, try it again, and you won't work here anymore. But I have to let things go a lot.
Yeah.
That's really frustrating. Like, I don't think they said what I think they just said, so I'm just gonna go on.
Yeah.
Or having friends, like on Facebook, for instance. A lot of people are speaking up or not speaking up. To me, if you're my friend, I don't care if you're speaking up or not at this moment. I care if you're doing something. You don't need to be speaking with your voice. I care about actions. Don't say the things, do the things. The fact that you are interviewing me, I appreciate as a friend. You're doing something. You're not just sitting here and thinking, well, what can I do? And you're actually doing something. People who are actually trying to do something, I really commend those people, and I appreciate those people.
What if we screw up? I think that's the thing with, for me, I can speak for me, and I think I probably speak for other people like me. There's a fear of, pardon me, fucking this up. And, for example, I told you that this week, one of my interviews, they're long scheduled, is a bakery. It's a time of celebration for Father's Day and graduations and things like that. And I really didn't know whether I should persist with that interview. And,
I just thought of something now that we're talking about it. About celebrations.
Yeah.
Because I'm always like, so my birthday celebration got canceled the day before my birthday this year because of COVID. And I was so sad. But you know what? I'm gonna have a birthday next year. And next year's my 35th birthday, which means it's a milestone, and I get to have a great party. I have an excuse to throw a ridiculous party. Now might not be the time to celebrate. And unfortunately, that takes away from people, I don't want to take away from people. I don't want to take away from businesses that are having their anniversaries. But hopefully for those people, they get to continue having anniversaries. Mother and Baby Store's closed. We don't have any more anniversaries. We made it 3 years. Pretty much exactly. And that's it. George Floyd doesn't get to have any more anythings. No more birthdays, Christmas, daughter birthdays. Let's get through this. We can have all of our celebrations next year. Next year can be the year of celebration because we made it through this shit. Like, hold back, maybe I should celebrate my 34th birthday next year instead of 35th. Maybe I should just, we'll all be a year older. Everything's going to continue to change. But celebrations are still celebrations later. I care and I get that people are, it's hard to keep a business open in Davis. So every year is a milestone. Really is. But just think about the fact that a lot of people don't have those opportunities. A lot of people don't, never will have the opportunity or never have had the opportunity to open a business in Davis. They've never made it to an anniversary because their business didn't last long enough, or something might have happened to them. They might have encountered racism and their business closed because they were scared for their lives. They might have moved town because they were afraid for their lives or uncomfortable. There are plenty of people who have left town. I've heard stories of people telling me that they went to college here and then they left because of just how bad it was. for them. They loved the university, they got a great education, but the town, it's just
Yeah. So then, I guess the thing I want to ask you, you know what I do with downtown NorCal, which is to support small businesses.
Mhm.
What would you say to me about what I need to do as I proceed in the context of COVID and in the context of the conversation we're having?
In the context of COVID, don't let people downplay it. It's still going on. It's still happening. People are still dying. People are still getting sick and contracting it. So be vigilant. But at the same time, we got something else thrown on top of us that is just as important because COVID eventually will go away. Will racism? Is there going to be more equality? I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, now seems the time to work on it. We can work on it. People are engaged. People think it's important. And so we should go with it. We should run with it. It's happening. Just run with it. Let's go. Get it done. Let's just get it done already. Should have been done a long time ago. Just be done with it. We can get back to celebrations and our people and having children and melding together and just being, I'm such a little, sometimes I'm so hippy-dippy. I'm just like, let's just be all family. I just want peace and love. Let's just lay on blankets, listen to music, and chill. That's all I want. Like, I want everybody to just love everybody. I want to learn about everybody's culture. I want to go to, I want to learn.
Yeah.
I don't want to hate anybody. I don't want anybody to hate me.
So is it okay to chill and listen to music and relax through some of this? What is required of
I think that you should chill and relax, and you should call your friends, and you should call your neighbors, and you should call everybody. You should talk to your minority friends, you should talk to your white friends, you should talk to your black friends, everybody should be conversating. So hang out 2 weeks ago, which Memorial Day weekend. Rochelle, Leslie and I laid out in the backyard, in Leslie's backyard, because we usually go to Ball Rock. We didn't go this year. We listened to music and we talked the whole time. We barely listened to the music, even though that's what we were there for. We just talked. And we just chatted. And I think that people having these conversations with their families in comfortable settings might make people more comfortable. And it might help.
So to clarify, you're talking about Rochelle Swanson, former city councilwoman.
Yes.
And Leslie Hunter.
Yes.
Both of them white women.
Yes.
Yeah, and you. That's cool.
Most of my friends in Davis are white.
Yeah.
Just by the fact that that's who's here. I'm trying to think of, there are people that, I have a friend named Jessica, and her parents still live here, but I never see her parents. They're teachers, which is nice. So I see them at schools and things like that, but they don't teach at the elementary school. A post on Facebook today, one of my friends posted, at what age did you have your first black teacher? Can you answer it with a, I didn't, I did, or I don't remember, or yes, or what kind of answer do you, if you asked everybody that, if you're thinking about it, can you think of?
I had 0. Not even in college.
And so, the neighborhood I grew up in, my 2nd grade through 6th grade teachers were all black. They all lived in my neighborhood and all that kind of stuff and worked in my school. And then when I went to middle school, I started having a mix of teachers because of 7 periods, and there's, there's bound to be a mixture of people. I joined band when I was in 7th grade, and our band teacher was white, my science teacher was white, my math teacher was black, but I did not like him. He was not very nice to me.
Math teachers.
Yeah. But it's really funny how you could say in Davis, for instance, I never had a black teacher as a student here. I remember there was a black teacher when I was in high school. He left in 2004 and moved to Florida. And then so our advisor for BSU was white after that, which was, it wasn't just that she was white, it was that she was a very tall, blonde, thin white lady who you would say the beauty standards would say is beautiful and all of that. She didn't look like any of us. So if you like, this is moving the conversation, but beauty standards is a whole issue, because how are you going to tell me I'm beautiful and you think I'm okay and you think I'm great, but you're not going to show me what I look like? You're not going to show me at school. You're not going to show me on TV. You're not going to show me in the magazine. To the standards of beauty, I have to look to white women in commercials, and now it's more diverse, and I see more people of color in those commercials and things. But for the most part, if I'm at Ulta buying makeup, it's white women that work there that are showing me what to buy.
Okay.
Your face.
My face. I thank you for being so gracious with me, because, I need grace.
Y'all
do. So, this conversation is not over. I'm not going to have a concluding question. I'm not going to have a concluding comment, because really I just need to sit and absorb what we've just been going through for the last, I don't even know how long.
We've been talking for a while.
But anyway, this is Heidi with Downtown NorCal Live. I have been talking with Nichole Arnold. She is the owner of the former Mother and Baby Source, which closed about a year ago in Davis. We have been talking about the lack of businesses that are owned by Black people in Davis, and actually what Yolo County is. It's an issue here. We are segregated, and I would like to invite you to come back, because we have a lot more to hear from you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nichole.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.